Hi, I'm Jayla. I'm 28 years old, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought I had everything figured out. I'd spent 6 years working on my PhD in molecular biology, countless sleepless nights in the lab, and I was finally scheduled to defend my dissertation on March 15th. My committee was assembled, my presentation was polished, and I was ready to become Dr. Jayla Matthews. So the big day is coming up, huh? My best friend Marcus said as we grabbed coffee near campus. He'd been my rock through the entire program. 2 weeks, I said, grinning. 2 weeks and I'm done. No more late nights, no more grant applications, no more hiding in the lab to avoid your family, he interrupted with a knowing smile. I laughed. Okay, that too. Though my sister's been surprisingly supportive lately. She even called last week to wish me luck. Your sister? Kennedy? The one who threw a fit when you got into grad school? People change, Marcus. She's been different this year, more mature. He raised an eyebrow but didn't push it. If you say so. I'm just saying, be careful. Your family has a history of making everything about Kennedy. I should have listened to him. The call came 3 days later. I was in the lab when my phone rang, Mom's face lighting up the screen. Hey, Mom, what's up? Jayla, honey, we need to talk about your defense date. Something in her tone made my stomach drop. What about it? Well, Kennedy just found out she's graduating from her master's program on March 16th. It's already set. The whole ceremony, everything. Okay, that's the day after my defense. That's fine. No, sweetie, you don't understand. Your father and I can't possibly do both. It's too much traveling, too expensive, and honestly, we're not as young as we used to be. I felt my grip tighten on the phone. Mom, my defense is scheduled. My committee. We need you to reschedule, honey. Kennedy's ceremony is a big deal. It's her master's degree. She's worked so hard. I've worked hard too. I've been working for 6 years, Mom. 6 years. I know. But your defense isn't the same as a real graduation ceremony, is it? It's just you in a room with some professors. Kennedy's having a whole ceremony with a cap and gown and everything. Plus, she specifically asked if we could make sure nothing conflicted with her day. My blood ran cold. She asked? Kennedy knew about my defense date? Well, yes, but Jayla, be reasonable. She's your younger sister. She should graduate before you do anyway. It's only proper. Proper? Mom, I'm getting my PhD. This is 8 years of college work. And Kennedy will feel terrible if she has to wait. You know how sensitive she is. Just push your defense back a few weeks. April is nice. My committee is scheduled. My funding ends in April. I have a job offer contingent on finishing by the end of March. Then figure it out, Jayla. We're your parents, and we're telling you that we'll be at Kennedy's graduation on March 16th. We cannot be in 2 places at once, and quite frankly, your father's health can't handle 2 trips. Make the right choice here. She hung up before I could respond. I sat there in the lab, staring at my phone, feeling like the floor had disappeared beneath me. Marcus found me an hour later, still frozen in place. What happened? He asked immediately. I told him everything, my voice shaking with each word. Are you kidding me right now? He exploded. They want you to cancel your PhD defense because Kennedy wants to graduate first? They said it's because of travel and money and Dad's health. That's garbage and you know it. Your parents live 2 hours away. Kennedy's in the same city as them. This is about Kennedy wanting to be first, just like always. Marcus, I don't know what to do. You defend on March 15th, that's what you do. Your committee is scheduled. Your career depends on this. Call them back and tell them no. But when I called home that evening, my father answered, and the conversation went worse than I imagined. Dad, please, just listen to me for a second. I've listened enough, Jayla. Your mother told me about your attitude. My attitude? Dad, I'm trying to explain that I can't just reschedule. You're being selfish. Your sister has worked incredibly hard for this master's degree. And I haven't worked hard? My voice cracked. Dad, I've been in school for 8 years. 8 years of research, teaching, writing. But you're older. You should want your sister to have her moment. Her moment? What about my moment? Don't raise your voice at me, young lady. We raised you better than this. Kennedy called us crying yesterday because she found out you might overshadow her graduation. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Overshadow her? My defense is a private academic event. It's not even the same thing. To this family, it is. We will not attend your defense if you insist on keeping it on March 15th. That's final. He hung up. I immediately called my advisor, Dr. Patricia Chen. She'd mentored me through the entire program and knew my family dynamics. Dr. Chen, I have a situation. Come to my office, now. 20 minutes later, I was sitting across from her, explaining everything. Absolutely not, she said firmly. You will not reschedule. Your committee has cleared their calendars. Dr. Rodriguez is flying in from Boston specifically for your defense. But my parents... Your parents don't determine your academic calendar, Jayla. You've worked too hard for this. I know, but they're saying they won't come if I don't move it. Dr. Chen leaned forward. Then they don't come. Jayla, I've watched you build this research from nothing. You've published 3 papers, you've won grants, you've mentored undergrads. You are ready to be Dr. Matthews, and no one, not your parents, not your sister, gets to take that away from you. But it's my family. Family supports each other. This isn't support. This is manipulation. I spent the next 2 days agonizing over the decision. Then Kennedy called. JJ! She used my childhood nickname, her voice saccharine sweet. How are you? Kennedy. Did you know about my defense date when you confirmed your ceremony? Silence. Then, I don't know what you mean. Mom said you knew. Did you specifically schedule your ceremony for the day after my defense? JJ, don't be paranoid. It's just a coincidence. Really? Because you called me 2 weeks ago, and I specifically told you the date was March 15th. You congratulated me, remember? Okay, fine. Yes, I knew. But why should I have to schedule my life around yours? You always get everything. The attention, the praise for being so smart. For once, I wanted to be first at something. So you deliberately... Mom and Dad agree with me. They're coming to my graduation, not your boring defense thing. Get over yourself, Jayla. Not everything is about you. She hung up. I called Marcus immediately. She admitted it. She did this on purpose. I knew it. What are you going to do? I'm defending on March 15th. If they don't come, they don't come. Good. You know I'll be there, right? Front row, cheering obnoxiously. I know. Thanks, Marcus. But that wasn't the end of it. My mother called the next day with a new tactic. Jayla, your father is very upset. His blood pressure is through the roof. Mom, if something happens to him because of the stress you're causing, that's on you. Is your pride really worth your father's health? This isn't about pride. This is about my career, my future. Your future will still be there in April. Kennedy's ceremony won't be. She's already ordered invitations, Jayla. Everyone knows it's March 16th. What do you want her to do? Tell everyone it's canceled because her selfish sister wouldn't move her little meeting? Little meeting? Mom, it's my PhD defense. It's not a ceremony. Nobody cares except you and some professors. I care, my colleagues care. The job offer that depends on this date cares. Then lose the job. Family comes first, Jayla. If you go through with this defense, don't expect us to ever attend any of your future events. You'll be making a choice, and you need to understand what that choice means. I stood my ground. I'm defending on March 15th. She hung up without another word. Dr. Chen connected me with the dean's office when my mother called the university, trying to get my defense date changed without my permission. That's when things got serious. The graduate program coordinator, Mrs. Thompson, was furious. She called here pretending to be you? Mrs. Thompson asked, her voice tight with anger. Apparently, she said there was a family emergency. That's academic fraud. She tried to manipulate your academic records. We have this call recorded, Jayla. Do you want to file a formal complaint? I hesitated. That's my mother. Who tried to sabotage your doctorate? Think carefully about what you want to do here. March 14th arrived, and I still hadn't heard from my family. I was doing a final run-through of my presentation when my phone exploded with messages. Kennedy, Mom, Dad, all calling simultaneously. I answered my mother's call. How could you? She screamed before I could say hello. How could you do this to your sister? Do what? She's crying. She's been crying all day because you won't postpone. Mom, my defense is tomorrow. It's happening. You selfish, ungrateful. My father took the phone. We're coming to your apartment. We need to talk face to face. Dad, I'm busy. We're already in town. We'll be there in 10 minutes. They arrived with Kennedy. All three of them stormed into my apartment before I could close the door. This ends now, my father said. You're calling your committee and canceling. No, I'm not. Kennedy's eyes were red from crying, or from rubbing them to look like she'd been crying. Why do you hate me so much? I don't hate you, Kennedy, but I'm not sacrificing my degree for your graduation ceremony. See? Kennedy turned to our parents. She doesn't care about family at all. Jayla, we're not asking anymore, Mom said. We're telling you. Call them now and cancel, or we'll never speak to you again. Then I guess we're not speaking. The silence was deafening. You're choosing them over us? Dad asked quietly. I'm choosing my career and my self-respect. You're the ones making me choose. Kennedy suddenly lunged forward, grabbing my laptop off the coffee table. If you won't cancel it, I will. Kennedy, give that back. Not until you cancel. She held it above her head, backing toward the door. Marcus, who'd been waiting in my bedroom, emerged. Put the laptop down. Who the hell are you? Kennedy snapped. Someone who actually supports Jayla. Now put it down before this gets worse. Are you threatening my daughter? My mother moved toward Marcus. I'm preventing theft, Marcus said calmly, pulling out his phone. Which I'm currently recording. Recording? My father's face went pale. Every word since you started threatening Jayla, including Kennedy taking her property. Kennedy slowly lowered the laptop, setting it on the couch. This is insane, my mother said. We're your family. Family doesn't sabotage each other, I said. Family doesn't call universities pretending to be someone else. Family doesn't steal laptops. You've done all of that in the last week. We were trying to make you see reason. No, you were trying to control me. To make everything about Kennedy, just like you always do. I worked hard for my degree, Kennedy shouted. So did I. But you couldn't stand the thought of me finishing first, could you? You couldn't stand not being the center of attention. That's not true. Then why did you schedule your ceremony specifically for the day after my defense when I told you the date weeks in advance? Kennedy's face flushed. Because you always get everything. The praise, the attention, the "oh, Jayla's so smart" comments from everyone. For once, I wanted to be first. There it is, Marcus said quietly. You admitted it, I said. You deliberately tried to sabotage my defense. And we supported her, my mother said defiantly. Because she deserves to graduate before you do. She's younger. It's proper. Proper? What year do you think this is? Don't you mock your mother? Then don't treat me like my accomplishments mean nothing. I've worked for 6 years for this. My father stepped forward, his face red. You will cancel that defense, or I will make sure you regret it. I will call every member of your committee. I will call your future employer. I will make your life miserable until you understand that family comes first. Marcus stepped between us. That's enough. That's harassment. You need to leave now. We're not going anywhere until she cancels, Kennedy screamed. Yes, you are. Leave now, or I'm calling the police for trespassing and theft. Theft? My mother scoffed. Kennedy put the laptop down. After taking it without permission on camera. That's theft. Plus harassment, verbal threats, and attempted academic fraud from that phone call to the university. How many charges do you want to rack up? My father grabbed Kennedy's arm. We're leaving. But Jayla, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Don't expect us at your defense, your graduation, or any other event ever again. You're choosing to be alone. I'm choosing to respect myself. That's not the same thing. They left, slamming the door so hard my walls shook. I collapsed on the couch, shaking. Oh my God. Marcus sat beside me. You did the right thing. Did I? That's my family, Marcus. Was. That was people who claimed to be your family. Family doesn't do what they just did. My father threatened me, threatened my career. which is why we're going to the police tomorrow after your defense. The police? Jayla, he threatened to sabotage your job. Kennedy tried to steal your laptop. Your mother committed fraud calling the university. These are crimes, not just family drama. I stared at him. You really think I should file charges? I think you should defend yourself. And yes, that means filing charges. March 15th. I defended my dissertation and became Dr. Jayla Matthews at 11:47 a.m. My family wasn't there, but 15 colleagues cheered for me. Marcus sat front row, beaming. That afternoon, we went to the police. Detective Sarah Williams reviewed Marcus's recording and opened a case immediately. Harassment, threats, attempted theft, and fraud, she said. Do you want to press charges? They're my family, I whispered. Who tried to destroy your career? Marcus said firmly. I took a breath. File the charges. My father called 2 days later. How could you do this to your family? How could you threaten my career, Dad? I was upset. I didn't mean it. You meant every word. You've prioritized Kennedy my entire life. And when I finally stood up for myself, you tried to destroy everything I'd worked for. We can fix this if you drop the charges. No, because even now, you're not apologizing. You're trying to manipulate me. You destroyed this family when you decided my accomplishments meant less than Kennedy's feelings. Jayla, please, don't call me again. Kennedy showed up at my apartment a week later. Marcus was with me. I'm sorry, okay? Can't we just forget this happened? No. But I'm your sister. Mom and Dad are going bankrupt with legal fees. You tried to steal my laptop to sabotage my defense. You knew exactly what you were doing. I panicked. Please, Jayla, I'll do anything. Get therapy. Learn that the world doesn't revolve around you. But don't ever contact me again. I closed the door. The trials concluded with probation for Kennedy and restraining orders for my parents. They tried reaching out once more through my aunt, asking to move past this. I told her, they didn't want to move past it when they were sabotaging my career. They wanted me to sacrifice everything for Kennedy's ego. Now they face consequences and suddenly want forgiveness? No, they made their choice. I made mine. I'm Dr. Jayla Matthews. My career is thriving, and I learned that standing up for yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. My family tried to take everything from me, but they couldn't take my self-respect. What would you do if your family tried to sabotage your biggest achievement? Would you stand your ground or give in to keep the peace? Drop a comment below. And if you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories about standing up for yourself.